In Touhou, when characters dream, their consciousness gets transferred to their dream selves. Their dream selves are the ones acting out their dreams in a special place called the dream world. Doremy rules over the dream world, so she knows a lot about dream selves. When Doremy wins against a character in Touhou 15.5, she comments on what they dream about. From these comments, we can learn a bit more about some of our favorite characters. So, let's take a look at the Dreams of Touhou characters. Doremy says that Reimu's dream self tends to relax. Doremy also tells Reimu that she should try taking more breaks. Despite how she's portrayed in some fanworks, Reimu in actuality does work pretty hard. Her desire to relax more is pretty relatable. Doremy says that Marissa's dream self enjoys performing superhuman acts. Doremy also wonders if Marissa is enamored with yokai. Throughout the series, Marissa tries to become strong as her own person, pushing past the limits of what most humans can do. She's also friends with several yokai. This dream tracks. Doremy says that Ichirin dreams about being a temple guru. Doremy also comments that the dream is pretty straightforward. This is a decently significant revelation. Ichirin's true dream is to become a revered religious figure, just like Byakuren. It contextualizes Ichirin as a student to Byakuren even more than before, and also helps emphasize how much Ichirin looks up to her. Doremy says that Fudo dreams about being in a leadership position, like how Miko is. So Ichirin and Fudo both have similar goals. But Fudo wants to be a leader, and her personality is pretty different compared to Miko's, so perhaps she'll forge her own path. Doremy says that to Byakuren, the dream world and the real world are really similar. She wonders if it's from Byakuren's training. The implication here is that by training to try to achieve enlightenment, Byakuren has unlocked the ability to more consistently lucid dream. I think this is a very cool interpretation of Buddhist training. Doremy says that Miko dreams of watching and ruling the world, and that she's exclusionary. She wonders if Miko wants to control Gensokyo. Unlike Byakuren, Miko has a very selfish dream. It's yet another contrast between the two. The dream also illustrates that beneath everything, Miko has some desires for control. Doremy says that Nitori dreams of building things. Doremy says she's never met a more pure soul. Nitori spends her days building machines. So, this means that Nitori is living her dreams. What she does in real life is enough for her to be happy, and she doesn't need much more than that. I think that's really precious. Doremy says that Koishi doesn't dream at all, and that she has a hollow heart. More sad Koishi. Presumably because she's tied to the unconscious, she doesn't dream. Doremy says that in Mamizo's dreams, Mamizo is terrified of humans. The humans in her dreams seem to be from the outside world. This one is pretty huge. Mamizo is almost always seen being calm and collected. The idea of her being scared of anything is shocking, let alone humans. It says something about how poorly yokai are treated in the outside world. It also makes Nui inviting Mamizo to Gensokyo a lot more meaningful. Nui probably helped Mamizo find a much happier life. Doremy says that Kokoro is a bother in her dreams and that she's always acting up. She wonders if Kokoro's emotions are out of control. This continues to confirm something. Despite not being able to express herself traditionally, Kokoro is actually a very emotional person. Doremy says that Kasen lives in a peaceful and carefree world while she dreams. While Reimu works really hard, Kasen is perhaps the hardest working character in the series. Her desire to relax, especially if you know her secret, is like Reimu's dream, relatable, and it ties the pair together a bit. Doremy questions if Moko's given up on dreaming big, since in the dream world, Moko's dream self is very quiet. From living for so long, Moko's experienced everything. She doesn't have the emotional contrast from the moon like Kaguya does, so she's a bit aimless. It's kind of sad, actually. And then Doremy says that Shinyomaru dreams of being gigantic, and that she has a height complex. I don't really need to explain this one, Jimmy's just funny. Doremy says that Sumireko is a special human, since her spirit comes and goes with her dream self. Sumireko later gets an entire spin-off about dreams. Doremy's relationship with Sumireko starts in this game, and it won't end anytime soon. Doremy doesn't comment on Raisin's dreams, but she does thank her for helping during Touhou 15. It's the most grateful we've ever seen Doremy, and it's also nice to see Raisin get some credit. Doremy says that Henshu's spirit acts like a baby. Curious about what Doremy says about herself? She says that she has to monitor all the rampaging dream dwellers. Does the ruler of dreams dream herself? It's kind of left ambiguous. Doremy says that Yukari is always lurking in the dream world. With Yukari's border ability and possible connections to another famous dreamer, her state in the dream world is pretty fascinating. Doremy says that Shion simply dreams of eating to her heart's content. If you know Shion, this makes sense. You can't help but feel for her. But last, and certainly not least, June. Doremy says that June would really like to live a modest and simple life. That's... wow. We see June rob people, comment on Shion's ineptitude, and generally show no remorse until the end of the game. But that's the role she was given as a god. She doesn't really want all of this, but it's what she was born into. It makes her training with Byakuren even more meaningful. And those were the Dreams of Touhou characters. Some characters don't dream at all, others dream about things we can perceive from their personalities, but for some, we get to learn a bit more about them. Mamizo and June in particular have some pretty great revelations. I hope you enjoyed this look into a few dreams. This video was voted for by my higher tier patrons.